Well, hello everybody. Here we go. Here's our color, and there's the other color. Two colors that we picked. Oh my goodness. Went to dinner with Kevin's mom and dad. Had a nice time. We picked up the tab. And we come home and got some more work done in the dining room. So I was happy about that. Still got some to go. Hopefully we can do some tomorrow. Little by little. That's the old saying at work. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Oh, it's been nice. It's really been nice. Not been stressed out. Just going with the flow. I had a bag sitting down in the living room or dining room, going into the living room. For some odd reason, my feet got tangled up in that, and I didn't fall. I about did. It's like, why? Wasn't even that close to it. And of course, I had my arms full. That's the way it usually goes. Some of the questions that was in the comments, this I did answer them, but the weight of this yarn is sock weight, or if, which is typically a 1. Sock weight's typically a 1. It's thin. It's thin, but it's crocheting up nice. It's crocheting up really, really nice. And I really like it. I did, I should have Kevin bring those down sometime. I did make him a pair of socks. I knitted a pair of socks for him, and he loves them. And I've got over in my sock bag, I do have um, yarn in there to make another pair of socks for him. So he has two pair. I don't do anything fancy. It's just vanilla sock and I do the traditional heel flap and gusset. So nothing fancy. But they got some really, really pretty socks out there. I should make me a pair. But I don't like making socks all that well. They're not hard. You just cast on like between 62 and 72, depending on the size of cuff you want. And then you just do a knit 2, purl 2 rib, or knit 1, purl 1 rib, whatever rib you want. For like 2 inches, 2.5 inches, something like that. Unless you want it longer, then you just keep knitting it longer. Then after you get the cuff size, the length of the cuff size you want, you just knit until it reaches 6, 7 inches. And then you separate for the heel flap. Do your heel flap, pick up your stitches, and start knitting again. For the length of your foot. Then when you get down to however length the person's from the heel to the ball of their foot, some people add in a few more stitches for the ball of their foot because it is a little bit wider, and some people don't. I don't. So that's usually when I get to the ball of the foot, I typically start doing my decrease for my toes. But it's not too terribly hard. But I need to get on the ball. That'd be something I could do for my knitters. Have to start splitting my time between crochet and knitting. And on top of now if you want to get fancy, on the top of the foot, however many stitches you have, it's usually right around anywhere between 32 to 35, somewhere through there. If you have a repeat pattern that would fit, or if you have a pattern that's that many stitches, you could incorporate into your sock. Very easy. Because in knitting, there's moffets of various sizes. So if you wanted a horse on the top of your foot, you could incorporate color work to the top and put a horse on it. You could do a horse on the cuff if you so wanted. There's different things that you could do. There's different things you can do with socks. It's very, very range. There's people that make, they buy minis, the mini skeins that I'm using, and they make themselves a striped pair of socks. So that way everything is uniform. And then there's other people that are very adamant and their socks have to match. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not one of them people. You get what you I'm sorry, you get what you get. I am not that particular about my socks when I make them. To me, socks is socks and sweaters are time consuming to me because I can't, there's some people, there's actual, it's called sock madness. And yeah, and people go crazy. It's a competition that you can join, get into, and but you have to do it within a certain amount of time. So you have to have a total pair of socks done in a certain amount of time. Then if you make the cut, you have to send in your pictures and all this, that, and another. And if they accept you, then you go on to the next round. And you have to sit and wait for the next pattern to drop for the next set of socks. And you have so much time. And you're competing with everybody that's joined. So, and you're on teams. So one of your team members might have not made it. So you're down. Everybody on your team does a pair of socks. You don't do a part and pass it on. Everybody on your team does the same sock pattern for the round. But not for me. But there's people that do it. But you've got to be quick. Not so much the first round, but the further you go up, the less and less time you have. I mean, there's people that crank out a pair of socks like in a day, day and a half, 24 hours at the most. Yeah, that's not for me. But some people find it fun and enjoyable. I couldn't do that. Well, for one, I wouldn't make it past round one. If I made it past round one, I wouldn't make it past two. I tell you that. I'm not that fast of a knitter. Some, if you ever watch some of these people on YouTube that have channels for knitting, oh my gosh, they fly. I don't know how they do it. When this little project's done, I have to find something else. I've got 4 more videos, well, 3 after this one, to do over the next 2 days. I'm hoping I can get another video recorded tonight. And then another one in the morning. That would be nice. We had we ended up with pizza tonight. I only had 2 pieces. It was okay for being a real Italian restaurant. I was expecting better, but it wouldn't be something that I would um, go gravitate to for pizza. We can get good pizza here in town. We don't have to drive 40 minutes to get it. It wasn't. It was a pretty nice day today. It was chilly, but it was nice. We were able to open up the chicken coop to let the chickens come and go because we have an enclosed chicken run where they can get out and in the wintertime we keep them closed in. Here soon it will be time to let the little kittens outside. Once we know it's not gonna get really, really cold. It's the only reason why they're still in the house is because we don't. It's too cold out there for them. They're not used to being outside cats. We're at 24 minutes. Tomorrow, Saturday, we're going to Kevin's mom's for dinner, but I'll be taking my own dinner. I had my one cheat day. That was today. But Kevin's nieces and nephews are going to be over there having dinner with their grandma, Kevin's mom and dad. So we're going to go over and hang out for a little while. Kevin can have lasagna, and I'll probably have chicken and corn. These two colors are really similar. But they won't be on top of one another. Blanket's too big for that. For the amount of yarn each one is, I'm not quite getting a full round, which I knew I wouldn't. Because it grows with every round. I'm anxious to see how far I do get. Because I've got to go from that corner to there, and from there to there, and I don't have much yarn left, so I might have enough to finish this row. Maybe turn the corner. I just am. I need to start checking out yarn websites. See what they have new or what's on clearance. I don't want to buy anything. I don't need anything. But I just like to keep up what's going on. But the problem is, every time that I go, I want to buy, and I end up buying, and I don't want that. So I've been doing pretty good staying away from yarn sites. But I got to keep up with what's going on. And if there's a yarn that you guys want me to check out, let me know. And I'll buy a couple of hanks or skeins or cakes just to do a review for you guys. I don't have a problem with that. Come on. Well, I was right. It'd get me to the corner. I'll turn the corner, and that's going to be about it. Because we are at the corner. That's it. That's all I got. Made it to the corner. So, that much from the corner. So, 2 hanks isn't making it. Because that was 2 hanks. So, before I forget, Lord knows I forget, gotta pick our next 2 colors. Okay, we've got the purples, purple and blue. That's kind of like a hodgepodge. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of everything. So, there's our first one. There's our second one. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'll be looking for the comments. And I love you. Don't forget that. And we'll see you in my next video. Okay? Bye.